People are so mad about like monetization and stuff. Let's talk about that. YouTubers, you have no power.
How many times do you poop a day? How about you guys? Have you guys ever seen a ghost?
Up into that, I didn't believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
At all. Because I was scared for a long time after that. Okay. All right, clap. Ready?
I would say, okay.
You rolling?
It's rolling, yeah.
I would say introduce people first and then talk about the podcast and what it's called.
Welcome back or welcome to the very first or second episode because we don't know if we're going to post that first test podcast. We are here with David Choi, special guest from LA.
Start over because I was messing with my mic. It'll probably get captured.
I want that sound in there.
In 3,
let's just
2, 1.
No, you got. I don't like that. You got to calm down. Way cooler than that.
Perfect, guys.
I know. Okay, so we are here with. Damn it! We're here with David Choi.
Hey,
you want to start over? And we're here with Will, who is also working as the what is that guy called? The technical tech
sound designer, sound engineer.
But he's not engineering things.
He is.
I'm literally just looking.
He's pressing record.
I'm pressing record of what David set up for us.
And David put together this audio setup for us, but he doesn't. He says we need better.
Doesn't everyone
things.
sound so crispy and clear?
We do sound pretty crispy, but he says we also need a lot. We're missing a lot of things, so we're not professionals.
I have high standards. I will say that.
You're an audio guy, of course you do.
You got to do the best with what you've got.
All right. I didn't have. We should probably come prepared next time.
Probably.
Or we could just do what we did last time and just hope, you know? What kind of things do people normally...
You know what?
The podcasts you listen to, what do they normally talk about? Because the ones I listen to are super random and they just like flow. They talk about anything.
Well, the ones I listen to usually have a
theme,
structure and a theme, or like topics that they want to talk about.
I don't like structure.
I've also heard the ones where people just flow.
I like flow. Hey, we got to get some sponsors though.
No,
we need some better equipment. That's what David told us.
But let's talk about this allergy. Like, how long have you had these allergies for?
This is literally I've never had allergies my whole life, and since last year, around this time of year, for whatever reason, I developed them. It sucks.
It's strange awful. How when you age, you start developing these things.
You start to die.
Everyone's dying.
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
It's such a simple concept, but like we're all dying right now. Everybody, from the moment you're born, you're dying. That's deep.
No, I think you're growing and then you die.
You're always dying because no one lives forever.
But the brain cell thing, like you start losing brain cells when
you're constantly losing cells.
I hear that it keeps growing and multiplying until a certain age. That's when it stops multiplying. Then it starts losing. Start losing brain cells.
But technically, even as a baby, don't babies' cells die but they grow at a faster rate?
Yeah, so it's always growing.
But you're always also dying.
I mean, I think humanity is dying.
What?
Humanity is definitely dying.
Damn, this turned dark really fast. This turned really dark.
Like with all the stuff on the internet these days.
I agree.
That's going on.
Yeah, let's be dark today.
Yeah, it's okay to be dark.
I think I think people are really afraid of death, and they shouldn't be afraid to talk about it.
Yeah, people in Mexico, they celebrate death. Dia de los Muertos.
Dia de los Muertos.
That's a real thing?
Yeah, they celebrate death. Like you look at Coco movie. I didn't watch it, but I saw some elements of the Day of Death.
Right. Oh,
like,
that's what that's about?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I heard that movie's really good.
So.
Did you see it?
I didn't watch it. But
None of us saw it.
Then we shouldn't be talking about it.
We probably should.
I remember seeing a
should we give it? Should we give a review on Coco? And we all didn't see it. So I thought that the animation was amazing.
Do you think people do that?
Yeah, all the time. It's just like giving a book report. Like you go to sparknotes.com. For us, we go to Rotten Tomatoes and then say, yeah, you know what? I saw it got like a 50%, so it's not that good.
Yeah.
I don't know what voice that was.
It's like Yelp ratings.
Yeah. It's crazy how much Yelp or like Rotten Tomatoes can affect people when it's just one. That's kind of dangerous if you think about it. Because people already manipulate Yelp, right? Like, isn't there like some big a lot of politics in Yelp?
Well, with Yelp, if you have a restaurant and you get bad ratings,
right,
you can pay Yelp to get rid of some of those.
Yeah, which is like that should be illegal, but it's a privately owned company, right?
Yes, it is private. Yeah.
So yeah, they can do that. Same with you. So that's a whole nother topic we're getting onto. But yeah, same with YouTube. People are so mad about like monetization and stuff. Let's talk about that because this actually relates to us.
Sure, yeah.
So people are really mad, and they have every. I mean, not that they have every right.
Mad about what though?
Mad about, like, for example, all the changes. Like
what change? Like, give context for the.
Like, for example, like the recent one where everybody got an email saying you need to make certain amount of hours, right, and certain amount of views in order to get paid. Whereas they were just getting partnership and then getting paid, right?
Yep.
People feel like their rights are being infringed on because they took that away from them, but I think that's a privilege. Like, when we started YouTube back in 2005, it was a privilege to have ads on your video, to have be a part of the partnership program. You had to apply. It wasn't just everybody gets in.
You felt proud.
Yeah, it was something to be really proud about. Like, you got in, you can make money now.
Yep.
Like, now people are getting mad. Like, people with like less than 1,000 subscribers are getting upset about that. But like, it's not something you're owed. YouTube doesn't owe you that.
Yeah,
I think people forget that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not that I'm like, we're probably gonna get hate for this because everybody's against YouTube.
You can always delete this from the podcast too.
I'm not going to do that. I'm putting it in because this is how I feel. I think people feel entitled to that, and I think that they just didn't understand how it used to be. It's a privilege to have the partnership program. They don't have to pay us if they don't. Facebook doesn't pay us if you put content on there. Neither does Twitter. Neither does any other platform. So I think it's a privilege. It kind of sucks that we don't have some kind of union, so
yeah,
like there's no job security,
yeah.
But at the same time, without YouTube, we wouldn't be able to do any of this. So do people have the right to monetize without restriction?
That's up to the company. That's up for the company to decide.
Yeah, it's their choice.
Do I want to pay creators, or do I not want to pay creators?
So it's their choice, though. They don't have to allow it.
But yeah, so nobody's forced to become a creator. But once you're in that world and you're kind of relying on it for your income, then it might be a little...
I know it matters, but I'm just saying people weren't there when it was a privilege. Now it's like they expect it. Even now, if they took it away from one of us or like from me, I'd be pissed too. But at the same time, there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
But you can't legally do anything about it, right?
But it's the same thing as like, if you're a YouTuber and you rely on YouTube to pay your rent and pay your bills and medical bills or whatever it may be to eat, right? It's almost the same thing as finding a job, right? Like having a normal job and getting paid to do that, right? It's like you can also get fired from there. The company can go broke. So at the end of the day, it comes down to the individual making those decisions, whether you like the company you're working for or not. Yeah. Whether it be YouTube or like But
you don't work. We don't work for YouTube.
We don't. But
technically.
You don't. But
that's the difference.
Yeah.
We don't work for YouTube.
Kind of do.
Do we though?
I think it's just such a unique situation, and it has like such specific circumstances that it's really hard to compare it to anything else.
Yeah.
And it's become something much bigger than it was before.
Yeah.
And now it has so much more complicated problems with it.
Yeah, it's like today's society, there are so many huge tech companies, just big companies in general, that allow people like Uber, Lyft, Postmates, Instacart, YouTube, all these places, Twitch, that allow individuals who have an entrepreneurial mind, or they're just creative, to express themselves. Like that. What's that website where you could sell your Etsy, right? So it empowers people to do it, but at the same time, these big companies, some would say that they have a responsibility to make sure that they're taking care of their clients.
And I think they should. Yeah. Because they, at the same time, where like I said, we are appreciative for what they did. They should be. I mean, we've helped build them.
Yeah, there's a certain point. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we've helped build YouTube. Like, not we as in us. Everybody who's posted videos and helped share videos and stuff like that. That all helped YouTube as well.
Absolutely.
So it should be taking care of each other rather than going against and fighting each other. And I feel like right now it's in a place where everybody, it's like common opinion. The common opinion is to go against everything YouTube does without and I get it too, because a lot of things negatively have affected me and a lot of people I know. But I mean, this has been happening. We don't have a say. My point is, we don't have the right to say anything. It's their company, you know. Like from the very beginning, people are complaining about now how things are changing. They don't realize what it was like before. Like I said, the partnership program, that was the one big change for one, and then there was the whole watch time algorithm change when they got rid of the feature page. Like I didn't complain about that. We didn't like it. All of our views went down. Our discovery went down.
Hated it.
Yeah, we hated it, but we didn't raise a fuss like the way that people are making about it now. I mean, even if we did, nothing would have happened.
Yeah, and I think it takes time for people to realize, at least creators on YouTube, that nothing's gonna happen.
I just find it funny though. It's not funny. It's just you see everyone going through the stages that we went through.
Yeah.
Like right now, you see all the people, all the gamers who are like, "Oh, why is everybody's content suddenly about drama?" And then in the future, we're gonna see all the drama YouTubers being like, "Oh, why is all the content now about this?" Whatever the next thing is gonna be, and they're complaining about these things, but they don't realize that they were that thing.
Yeah.
Gamer YouTubers are complaining about that because of all the new attentions around drama, but before them, it wasn't there. They didn't exist. I mean, I'm like stereotyping. I don't mean like all gamers. Like
in general.
In general, I see a lot of that on Twitter. I see a lot of complaining on, but I just find it ironic because when things were working out for them, they didn't say anything about the people who were complaining. But people like to complain once it affects them personally.
Yeah, yeah.
Which makes sense. But I mean, you should be complaining like all the time if that's the case about what's right and what's fair.
Yeah.
With the way the company, or like I guess because like you were saying, you don't really think like you work for YouTube, and like you don't think people work for Twitch. But do you think that it's ever possible for there to be some form of representation, like a new media guild or something, or like do you think that's ever gonna happen?
I think eventually that's gonna happen.
It has to.
But the thing is, I don't know if you remember, but like back in like 2010 or whatever it was, a bunch of YouTubers tried to start a union. Do you remember that?
Oh, really?
It just never happened.
Yeah,
I think there was like too many egos.
Yeah.
And people didn't want to meet together and get on the phone and start a company. And, I remember people reaching out, and then also other people were like, "No, I'm not going to do that." And nobody got together because everybody feels like, I don't know when it happened, but people became competitive. We used to all collab. Do you remember those days when we were all friends? And now I feel like nobody's really become friends because of YouTube. I feel like YouTubers in the beginning, we were all just a bunch of like nerdy losers. Most of us.
Not me.
You were a nerdy loser. Like, if you think about it, a lot of us became friends and we bonded over the fact that we're kind of introverted and we're doing this weird thing that was new.
Yeah.
Now it's like cool. And like the cool kids are in and they're the ones who are battling it out.
Yeah.
They're not like friends.
You're dating us a lot.
Huh?
You're making us sound really old.
We are old. What do you mean?
No,
we're not in that scene.
I'm gonna be young forever.
No, dude. These are the people who are like getting, dude, their viewership is
young
crazy.
Forever.
We're not gonna be young forever, dude. We're not even. We're playing in a K-pop band. We're like old men playing like little kids. We come from a different era.
Yeah, but you've experienced multiple eras.
Yeah, multiple eras.
The old era.
That's why we are old, dude. Like I said, we're all dying, and we are really dying because we're old.
Was there ever in like your YouTube career, was there ever a time that you felt like there was like a sweet spot to where, I don't know, maybe there was like a certain couple years that YouTube was like, wow, this is awesome, or like, and maybe it was because YouTube and like their policies, or was it just because of like your own channel growth, or like what do you think had like, can you think back of a time period?
I definitely had that. Like I would say that my peak of YouTube was probably 2008, 2009, and that was when it was when like people started getting monetization.
Yeah.
It was before they changed the when you were subscribed to someone, when you went onto the homepage of YouTube, it would just list all of the people that you're subscribed to as opposed to recommended videos.
Yep.
After they changed that, that's when like things started to like fall off for me. I mean, I still did shows, and that never slowed down. But I would say that was my peak. I think also during that time, everybody around me, like the community was really strong, and there was a lot of support amongst each other.
That's what I was saying. We used to collab, and we used to talk to each other, like not just to build hype or anything. We used to just like be friends, and you're friends with everybody in the community. You go to I used to enjoy going to those gatherings. I don't go to almost any of them now because it feels like it's fake. Like it feels like people are either talking to you because they want something from you, or because they want to, basically because they want to collab or get a picture or something for their business rather than actually getting to meet you.
And by gatherings, you're meaning like the big meet and greet kind of events.
Yeah, like I mean, we used to have
it's even friend gatherings too.
Yeah. We used to have even gatherings just like not for people to buy tickets. It would just like be a group of people just getting together, YouTubers getting together and just hanging out.
Now, was your peak time, Ryan, like a similar time frame as David's, or was yours different?
I think mine was around then to a little bit like maybe 2010 to 12-ish. I don't remember, to be honest, the exact years, but I liked it a little. I would say around that era because I liked how YouTube was. Like I liked how, like David was talking about, having the subscription. It was important to get subscribers back then. Now it doesn't really mean anything because back in the day when you were subscribed to someone, you're gonna see their if you have a new video, they're gonna click on it because it was right in your face as soon as you signed onto YouTube. Same with like the feature page. I think that was very important. I think that had everybody could see great content when you typed in youtube.com.
Right.
They had like the funniest video, the most entertaining video, the most best music for the day. They had like all these categories. It was so simple. It was like, this is what's trending. This is trending. Now it's like, even if you click the trending page, I'm not even confident the most popular trending thing is on there.
Yeah.
Right? Because sometimes there's videos on there that's like 10,000 views.
Right.
And it's like, who are you? Like, this is not a trending video. Nobody cares about this person. YouTube put this here for a reason. You know? There has to be a reason. Because there's
probably political reasons.
Yeah. Or they work with the MCN.
It's a big studio or something.
Whatever it is. But, which I don't, like, that's fine. Have that category, but call it YouTube's choice. Or, like, don't call it trending when it's not trending.
Right.
You know?
I agree with that statement.
And they hook us up, too, a lot of times. They put videos that I don't even think deserve to be up there. And then sometimes, I don't know why, but they put the ones I don't want up there, and they don't, for whatever reason, the ones I do want to trend, like that I think are actually good, don't go up there.
Yeah. Like the ones you work really hard for.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think like going back, you know, when you're talking about if YouTube was different back then, like it was different. Like I remember when YouTube gave all the creators $1,000 gift certificate to a place called B&H Photo where you could buy a camera or equipment for yourself.
Damn.
Like that was awesome. Like
that was more recent.
Awesome gesture.
That was in like 2008.
That was a long time ago.
It was like 2010, 12.
I don't remember exactly, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
And
they were really, they took care of us.
Yeah, and the thing that I think a lot of, at least the way that I look at YouTube, I can't speak on behalf of most YouTubers, but I will say that when I look at YouTube, I look at individuals within the company that I have worked with or that I've spoken to that help me out. I know for me, like YouTube, it's a corporation, but at the end of the day, the corporation is run by people.
Right.
And if the people that you're dealing with can't really get things done, even though they want to, it makes YouTube look kind of bad in some ways. As much as they want to do for the creators, some of them just don't have the power to do anything.
Right.
So that's like one of the biggest challenges of YouTube, I think. And you know, my partner manager. So if you're a bigger YouTuber, you always have a partner manager, right?
Yep.
So my partner manager, I had to get to know a new partner manager every like 2 or 3 years because up there everybody just keeps switching jobs. Right. So I developed this relationship with my partner manager who helps me out and gets things like it brings me opportunities and things like that. And then next thing you know, they're gone, and they're like, "Hey,
this is somewhere other department.
Yeah, meet your new partner manager. I'm like, oh man, again.
It's just the company's just too big.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be. I mean, there's positives and negatives to that because obviously the company's growing, which is great for everybody. But I think back in the day, like you were saying, when it was smaller, they took care of us. There was more attention. They actually listened to what we had to say. They stopped somewhere along the line.
Right.
Where like if we felt like, for example, like something was really wrong, not that they really made that many changes, at least they like listened to us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know when that started to happen, but they, like I said, we have no control. And once you accept that, like you'll be happier,
Right.
because people are so upset right now. Like just go on your Twitter and go to most people, like YouTubers, the current ones, and see how upset they are with YouTube. But it's because they feel so entitled to all these things that they don't deserve. Not that they don't deserve, that they expect.
Yeah.
But they don't have the right to expect it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but so like that's what I mean. Like I think people would be happier if they just realize, like, just do your thing. There's nothing you can do about that.
Just move.
Complaining is not going to help you improve that.
Just go with the changes that
you
they
have
make,
to,
because
we didn't like changes when they happened, but you just got to adjust.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe
Changes suck.
Yeah. I mean, complaining is one thing, but I'm sure there was definitely times in the past where you made some. Do you ever feel like you've had like a positive impact on the way YouTube has done things? Like, have you
absolutely
given suggestions and then maybe seen something change?
David more than anybody.
Oh, really?
David used to talk to them all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I used to talk to quite a few of the YouTube staff back in the day, and a lot of them try. They try. It just takes a really, really long time.
Yeah,
a really, really long time to get some things done. For example, everybody on YouTube has something called Content ID. Basically what Content ID does is it scans the internet or YouTube videos for content that's been uploaded by someone else. That's your content, right? And it's really important for someone who does music because, a lot of people use my music in their videos. And sometimes
so it prevents people from stealing your stuff.
Yeah, prevents people from stealing or not so much. I could take it down if I want, but usually I just leave it up.
Right.
And then I can monetize their video.
Yeah.
Because they use my music without permission or whatnot, right?
Yeah, or video.
So because it's so common, that was something that I, as a YouTuber musician, wanted for a long time. This is before everyone already had it, right?
Right.
I would always push every YouTube staff. I'm like, I need this because my music's being used and all these things.
Right.
And
Without permission.
Without permission. And how come all these MCNs get it, but I can't get it myself?
Right.
And eventually I got it. I was one of the,
It just took years.
I was one of the first like individuals to get it.
Oh, wow.
So at least in the musician world, right?
David used to talk to YouTube more than anybody I know. Like he was constantly in their ear, and a lot of his crazy thing is a lot of things he would tell me about are things that ended up happening years later.
Right.
And I don't know if it's because of David or they took his ideas and ran with it and didn't apply it to him. But he would talk about things that would always end up happening. Like even now, he probably just has things he wants to say, and it's probably going to happen in like 3 years.
Yeah, there was one thing that I really wanted, and then one of my other YouTuber friends told me. She was like, "Yeah, this is something that I really wanted on my page because as a musician, I did a lot of touring, right? So what I wanted was a banner underneath the video that I would put, and it would just appear on all of my videos saying." David Choi's on tour, click here for tickets.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of me having to go into the descriptions of every single video that I have and saying that I'm on tour, making that the first link, and then having to delete it afterwards.
Right.
Right. So that's what I wanted. One of my friends recently, she was like, yeah, the YouTube's going to do this thing for us. Like it's a part of a beta program, but they're going to put a banner underneath for tickets.
It's your idea, dude. Someone got a promotion for that.
Oh my gosh,
someone at YouTube got a promotion for that idea.
I've been begging for this for the past like 8 years, and now that they're doing it, great, awesome, great job. Except I'm not really touring right now,
right?
So it's like too late. But I'm like, why couldn't you do that before? It would not have hurt your company. I'm not asking for I understand both sides, right? Some like these things need to help YouTube. and they need to help creators. That it's finding that like middle ground, right?
Right. Yeah.
None of the suggestions I made would have made YouTube like go bad.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have harmed them.
It wouldn't have harmed them. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's better grammar.
But it's also maybe it was just really difficult from their point of view. Maybe it was really difficult for them to
Perhaps,
incorporate
yeah.
that. Plus, anything you tell, like you said, and like we know, anything you tell your partner manager or whoever, it takes so long to make it to the top. And once it makes it to the top, it has to go back down to the people that can get it done.
And it's not even their fault. It's not our partner
I've talked
manager's
to
fault.
the dude, I don't want to say his name, but he's really high up there, not the CEO, but one below that or whatever. Then I guess I can say his name because people know who he is, Robert something. And I met with him because obviously it's like I'm gonna meet if he wants to meet, I'm gonna meet. He asked me all these questions like how can we do better, blah blah blah. We had this long meeting. I don't know how long it was, maybe like 3 hours, and I just remember coming out of it thinking I don't know why I did that.
Did you take notes?
Change. No.
He
just
memorized everything.
I don't know. I think he just had some kind of obligation to meet with me, or he just had some free time and he was in Vegas. And I think no, there was somebody else there. I don't think she was taking notes, but I'm pretty sure he had some kind of obligation to meet with me. And nothing I said. He had all these questions. I answered all these things. How can we improve YouTube? Blah blah blah. And nothing. I'm 100% sure there was no follow up. There was like nothing that changed from that. And that's basically how it is. A lot of times I think they ask us, I don't know about you, but my partner manager still to this day, every year gives me this performance review from the previous year. Then they say, what can we do to make things better for you? And I used to always put a lot of time and effort like preparing for that, like saying we need to change this to subscription boxes or have questions about this. Why isn't this working? And then nothing would happen.
Yeah.
So I just stopped doing them. Now when they call and it's like the end of the year thing, I'm just like, okay, thanks, bye. That's it.
Yeah.
Because nothing changes. You have no power.
Yeah.
This is what I'm trying to say. YouTubers, you have no power. You have no power. They control you, and if they want you gone, you'll be gone.
Yeah.
It's gonna turn into a conspiracy.
Conspiracy.
Podcast.
This is a conspiracy podcast.
Wake up,
YouTube.
It's just
Give me the conspiracy music. Today we're going to be talking about YouTube.
Let's talk about something ridiculous.
Okay. But
How many times do you poop a day?
4 normally.
And that's actually, everybody listening, that's not even an exaggeration.
Why? Why is it? It's healthy.
I just recently did a poll on Twitter.
Yeah. That's healthy, dude.
How many times do you poop a week? Let me find this.
David does polls.
He does
all the time.
Okay, I have it right here.
Okay.
I wrote, how many times do you poop a day? You guys want to take guesses?
I know how many times I do.
No,
the average?
Yeah.
I'm going to
yes.
say most people
Give me
according to these
percentages.
guys.
Percentages.
Wait, per week or day?
So these are the 4 options.
Okay.
Less than once a day,
Yeah, right.
once a day, twice a day, and 3+ times a day.
Okay.
I'm going to say the average is twice a day. 50%.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say
Give me the ranking of what you think.
Twice a day,
Okay.
once a day,
Okay.
3 times, and then less than 1.
Okay.
Whoops.
I would say
Will, how about you?
Twice a day is like 60%. Once a day is like I'm gonna lose track of the percentages.
It's okay. Just give me the rank.
Yeah, just rank it.
Twice a day, once a day, 3+, and then what's the last one?
Less than once a day?
Is
That's
that just,
impossible,
never?
dude.
Like once every other day.
Okay, then that's the last one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not even possible.
Okay. You guys are wrong.
What?
You're both wrong.
What is it then?
The number one at 42% is once a day.
What? No, what?
Jeez.
You guys are all constipated.
Who's coming in number 2? Twice a day at 28%.
No way. Wait, wait, hold on.
Number 3, 18%.
Yeah.
Less than once a day.
No, so I'm the only one who poops more than 3 times a day?
People who poop 3 or more times a day, 12%.
Oh, that's still a decent amount.
This is out of 850 votes.
I think that's healthy to poop. Okay, on average, I would say 4. 3 at the least.
Clearly, you're not average, though, according to my poll.
I know, that's wrong.
But your poll,
I think people are lying.
My poop poll.
Yeah, your poop poll
David's-
is wrong.
your followers are probably
constipated.
The majority. Do you think they're from America?
And also,
That's a good question.
Also, are
the
there more
diet
girls
could
or
be-
guys?
Diet could be different.
True.
Maybe we eat more fiber.
You know what? I encourage you guys to also do the poll, see if the data comes out different. But I would actually bet that it would be very similar.
His foot's in my shot.
Sorry.
You can leave it. No, you can leave it there. I just like it. Put it back. Put it back.
I really think though that it will be.
I find that. Do you guys poop? You guys don't poop once a day. You poop more than that.
No,
Be real.
more than
I poop on
Twice.
average once a day
No way.
in the morning.
Is that
and then-
normal?
and then
Isn't that unhealthy?
I wouldn't call it unhealthy. I would just say I would consider that normal.
because it's for you.
That's
I take
maybe
two.
I'm just a full of shit.
I'm curious as to what all of your viewers, how many times they poop a day.
I think
You
a lot
really
of them are. I think I do more than the average person, but I
yeah.
think 2 is like I could see doing 2, once in the morning and once at night.
According to the poll,
If you eat,
do 4
maybe
times
some
the
people are
amount.
starving. That's why they're not eating. Because I poop after I eat. Like obviously, like it's got to go somewhere, right? I don't know. Well, I think the average. My guess would be 2. I think 1 is ridiculous. I would be so bloated every day. I don't know. Your farts. See, I fart a lot, but they don't smell that bad because I think I'm constantly just flushing it out.
Yeah, she's got a good digestive system.
I don't know, or a really bad one.
Okay, how about this one? I did another poll. This is a little fun.
I love your polls.
Here's another one. Have you ever seen a ghost? So here are the 3 options. Okay,
Maybe.
I got a yes, no, and unsure.
I'm gonna say most of them are gonna say no.
Okay.
I'm gonna say most of your followers are gonna say yes.
Okay. How about second choice?
Unsure.
Okay.
Second choice for me is no.
It sounds weird on the mic.
Third choice is unsure.
Okay.
What is it?
Well, out of 736 votes, these are the final results. 44% said no.
Oh.
Okay.
36% said unsure.
Yeah, me.
20% said yes.
Well,
That's interesting.
How about you guys? Have you guys ever seen a ghost?
So I would put myself under unsure because I think I did, but also I don't really know.
Yeah. Why are you unsure?
I would lean more towards yes than unsure because also I don't trust sometimes my own mind.
You don't trust what you see.
Sometimes, yeah.
But was it as visual as
This
what
was
you see?
very visual.
Like you see it in front of me.
In fact, I can tell this story because I don't know. Let's see. Can I tell this? Yeah, I can tell this story.
Is it too scary?
It's not that scary.
It's scary.
I'm scared.
This is 100%. Like I don't know. I mean, I could be saying anything. You guys don't have to believe me, but this is the story. We were shooting Agents of Secret Stuff. So whatever year that was, we just had finished that. I was staying at Phil and Wes's house. They were living together in Alhambra in
From Wong Fu
California.
Productions.
Wong Fu Productions. We were filming. I was living with them because I lived in Vegas, so I was staying with them for a couple weeks. And we had just finished Agents of Secret Stuff. So whatever year that was, I'm gonna guess 2010.
2002.
What? And I was staying on their couch. They both had rooms upstairs. The couch was downstairs. So we're in Alhambra, their apartment, and it was about, I'm gonna guess 2:30, 3 o'clock a.m., 3 a.m. And I was just on my computer on their couch, just I don't know, doing whatever, probably on Facebook or whatever. And then I'm lying on their couch. I'm trying to paint this room for you. So say this is the couch, right? I'm lying here, and then they have a sliding door right here. So this is the back of the couch. I'm lying on it. They have a sliding door right here.
So the sliding door is behind the couch.
Yes.
Okay.
Behind the couch, right?
For all the
you remember
people
which
who are listening.
Do you remember which apartment I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. And so it's all dark. It's 3 a.m. The only light that's coming into the room is from the street lights, which is like a yellowish light coming from the street light outside.
Through
and
the
it's shining
blinds.
through blinds that are vertical blinds that are all open. So it's like
Okay.
they're like all the way spread out across the sliding door, but they're all opened. Like they're not closed, so the light's still coming in.
Sure.
And at some point, I just caught something at the side of my eye. So obviously I just looked. And normally when you have scary things happen, you kind of look and they're gone. This time when I looked, I just saw like a silhouette, right? and it's walking by. So I thought somebody was walking by, by the house, and I thought, well, that's weird. It's like 3 a.m. Why would somebody be walking by? That's kind of sketch. But the weirder thing is, it looked like it was on the inside. So it was like a very dark, shadowy figure, and it looked like it was on the inside because it was in front of the light. It was blocking the light.
Ooh, I'm getting chills right now.
And basically, what really scared me was this thing walked across the sliding door, and behind it, as if his hand was out like this, the blinds were moving with it.
Wow.
And then this is the crazier thing. I thought maybe this could be the wind. At the time, I wasn't thinking. Thinking after the fact. It turned around, right? This figure turned around, walked the other way, and the blinds started going the other way. They started clashing because it was like going one way, and then it started going the other way. Spooky. And then that's when I freaked out.
What did the figures look like, though?
It looked like a very tall, dark figure with kind of longer hair. I'm assuming a guy.
So just like a shadow.
Kind of a shadow, but you could kind of see features. It was still dark, but you could kind of see like clothing features, but it was so dark that it was just a dark.
So you saw
figure.
light coming in through the blinds. It was white
it was
light
in front of the.
Was it white or like
orangey? Like it's like the
okay.
street light color.
Yeah.
Like the old street light color.
Yep.
And it was in front of it, so it's kind of silhouetted, right?
And was there a wall in front
And
of
I'm
that?
looking directly at it.
But was there a wall outside of that window? Like a brick wall, or
there was a wall. Yeah,
it
so
an
it's like
actual
I
street?
think no. It was like a pathway. Like they're enclosed in their own thing. Like it wasn't on the street. There's no way unless someone in the complex was walking by. But that's besides the point because it was on the inside. The blinds were moving one way as if he was touching the blinds like this and walking by, turned around, and then it looked like as if he walked or like his shoulder or something was hitting it and it went the other way. That's when I started freaking because then I heard the sound of the blinds. It was completely silent. I didn't hear footsteps. I just saw this thing walking one way, turned around, and then the blinds started clashing. Right? I could hear the blinds. That's what freaked me out more than anything. Not even seeing it. Just the sound of that blinds is what freaked me out. And at that moment, after that happened, because I'm literally looking at it, not understanding what I'm seeing, but when I heard the blinds, that's when I freaked out. Put the blanket over my head. I had with my laptop.
As if that was gonna protect you.
I don't know why. That's my first. I've never up into that. I didn't believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
At all. I used to go ghost hunting in Hawaii with Sean. They'll tell you we used to go all the most haunted places. Never heard or saw anything.
Yep.
At that I know.
That was your natural reaction.
That was my natural reaction. I picked up my phone, which is near my laptop, which is on my lap. I put the blanket over my head and I called Phil. I said, "You need to come down here right now." And then maybe I don't know how long it took him. He came down, turned on the lights. Thank God. He turned on the lights. Yep. He came down the stairs and he was like super tired. It was late at night. And I started to get up. I was about to tell him what I just saw. And he's like, "I don't want to know. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. I have to live here." And then that's all. That's the last we spoke about it.
Does he still live there?
No. They moved
spooky
twice after that, I think. And then they lived in separate homes.
So did you stay in that house?
That was like the shoot was done. And then the next, I stayed for one more day. So I'm not at that part of the story yet.
So did you go back to sleep?
Huh?
Did you go back to sleep?
In Phil's room.
Oh, I
went upstairs with Phil.
Got it.
I took my blanket. I sound like such a...
Sound like
a little
pee-pee.
A poon a little poon right now. But you would freak out if that happened to you. This is why I said unsure, because I was extremely tired. I could have been I wasn't drinking. I wasn't doing any of that. I was just very tired because we just finished a really long shoot. So this is why I say unsure, because I was very tired. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, usually from what I hear, you see things and you're like, holy, I think I saw something. I was looking at this thing for a legit at least less than 10 seconds, but maybe 5 seconds long. Directly.
It's it's
1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, turn around 3, 1,000. Oh no, not even 1, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000. Heard the blinds, put it over my head, called Phil.
It's a pretty long time.
It's a long time to be looking at something to not either I was hallucinating from exhaustion or I don't know.
I feel like I would have ran upstairs.
I don't know. My natural. I don't know why. Keep in mind, I'm lying down, I have a blanket, my laptop's on me.
Wait, did you wake up or
stuck.
were you awake?
I was awake. I was 100% awake.
So you didn't go to sleep?
I didn't go to sleep. I was on my laptop.
Oh, you were just hanging out?
Yeah, I was probably on Facebook or something. I don't know what I was doing, but I was on my laptop, and I just remember looking over. Initially, I thought someone was outside, right?
Yeah.
As they were walking by, then started seeing the drapes move a little, which was weird. I was like, oh, maybe it's like coincidentally. At the time, I didn't think this, right? But it could have been like the AC, right? But when it turned around and it started hearing that blind sound, that's when, I mean, again, it could have been the AC still. And I could have just been exhausted. Maybe I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
But that's the closest to seeing a ghost. And I don't know if it was.
That's pretty freaking freaky.
What do you think you would have done, David? You think you would have?
I would have just ran upstairs like
With
I would have been like,
it was 3 a.m. Don't you think you would have had like, you had the blanket on you front and your laptop? Would you just fly it off of you?
yeah.
My reaction was
I would
this.
hold it down and just run upstairs.
So I really wish I just would have kept looking at it to see where it went. Or if I'm like tripping, I should have checked it out.
Yeah.
But I was a coward.
That's why you're unsure.
Now I know I'm a coward.
That's why you chose unsure.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn.
I don't
Because I'm not
know.
sure. It
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. I believe in logic. That
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
I don't know what I would have done, but I think I would have like said something.
Like, hey,
Yeah,
get
like,
out.
yeah, like,
I
hey,
didn't.
or, like,
I
what
was
are you doing, or go away, or just anything,
Right.
to see.
Well, initially, I thought it was someone outside.
Yeah,
And then it didn't make sense because he was blocking the light coming
Right,
inside.
right.
And then once it turned around, I just didn't, like, I couldn't think. I was just like,
yeah.
and then I called
Caught
Phil.
off guard.
Yeah.
Have you seen anything, Will?
No, I haven't at all.
So you would hit no on the poll.
And the poll was what?
You've never seen a ghost.
No.
Yeah. Most people said no.
Yeah.
I would have been a no up until that point. I think I always wanted to see one. That's why we used to go, me and Sean and a couple of our friends, we used to go ghost hunting all over Hilo and all over the island because there's supposedly a lot of haunted spots. We would go to all the most like talked about spots. There's this one spot called Baby's Cry where like it's
That
the old
sounds freaky.
It's this old hospital where supposedly they took the sick babies. It's like near a cliff. It's like a basically all the most, and you're supposed to hear babies crying like that.
Oh, that's scary.
He's still doing it.
Just background. I'm just
Yeah.
Background,
Okay. Okay. Well,
What do they do? They kill them or something?
supposedly that's the legend. Yeah, ask anyone in Hilo, they know that. We would go there. I wouldn't hear anything. Some of my friends think they would, and I would try to hear it and be like, kind of play along, like, oh, maybe that was something, you know, like kind of. I wanted that. It was like exciting. It's the old Hilo Hospital, I think, and then
Oh, hospital.
yeah, old Hilo Hospital, which is right next to the current one. But we used to go to all the most haunted spots, and then a couple of times we thought we heard something, and maybe we did, but it wasn't like we'd like overly scare each other, so that it would be like fun, you know,
Yeah.
something to do. This is why we made YouTube videos because we had nothing else to do. But yeah, so I always would have said like, no, I don't believe ghosts exist. Like if I was being really honest until that day, and even then I'm still unsure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you want to see experience something like that again?
No. I would prefer not to because I was scared for a long time after that. Like even just going like casually to the bathroom and stuff like that by myself. This is I didn't even get to continue. This actually, I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but and I have witnesses, okay? I have witnesses that I told this story to way before, you know, when it happened. So I have people remembering this, but this happened, I remember the night before was I tried to do lucid dreaming, but I looked up the wrong thing, and I did astral projection, and it works. Maybe it was a dream, maybe not. I don't know, but I was talking to.
Explain what astral projection is.
So let me start with lucid dreaming.
Okay.
So I was talking to back then. I hung out with Michelle Fan a lot, and she was really into lucid dreaming, which is like when you. There's a way you can be aware that you're sleeping where you can control your dreams and you could fly, you could do whatever you want, and it feels real, like you're in your dream, so you have complete control. So I thought, okay, that's really cool. I want to try that. And she kind of taught me how to do it, how she did it. I don't remember what she said exactly, but then the thing I did was and looked up turned out to be astral projection. And this is all, keep in mind, this is like whenever Agents of Secret stuff was, Insidious wasn't a thing. So all of this happened. I wish I like made a video about it that day, but this all happened like before Insidious even was big. I mean, obviously they didn't invent astral projection. But
What is astral projection?
astral projection is like seeing yourself in your sleep. Like floating, when you see yourself in your I actually don't know what it actually is.
So it's kind of like a out of body experience.
Out of body experience, yeah.
But do
Yeah.
you control your body?
You're floating above your all I think I saw was, and this could be a dream, was seeing myself. I was above myself on the couch, seeing myself sleep. I couldn't fly around. I couldn't do anything. I thought that was a lucid dream. I was like, this is awesome. I'm doing it. I am aware I'm doing this, but not. I can't. I like tried to like move and I couldn't move. I was just watching myself sleep, and then I woke up.
Okay.
That's all it was.
So how does this tie in with the other story?
Well, this ties in because I think this was like literally, or it's very coincidental that this happened, and I thought that was super cool and different. And I found out later that that's actually not a good thing to do, and it's somehow tied to spirits.
Interesting.
It could be coincidental,
Yeah.
Like, and it also might have not happened. That I was sleeping, so it could be a dream. But the other thing, 100%, I was awake. I don't know if it has anything to do with one another,
Right.
but it's awfully coincidental. And then years later, I don't know when, Insidious came out. I was like, they took my idea. Someone told them my story.
Yeah. And so if you haven't seen the movie Insidious, that kind of is about
Astral projection.
astral projection and like a boy who can do it, and he goes into the spirit realm or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
And then that attracts
The further.
bad spirits or something like that. So they make it's like a whole spooky movie.
It's a
about
good
it.
movie.
Yeah.
I think it's a good movie.
So would you do that? Would you get into astral projection, Will? So that you would.
Would you at least
I
try
tried.
it?
I mean, I remember like
You need a metronome.
Ryan like telling me about it, and like I was, interested in it, and like, but I don't think I could do it.
Have you tried though?
Yeah, I tried.
With a metronome?
I
That's
tried
the main
with,
thing.
like some noise. Like
You need to have a metronome.
I had
Like a
A metronome is a device that, just for all the viewers that don't know what that is.
Yeah.
It's a-
But I don't think
Helps you
I
keep
don't
in
want to
time.
encourage people to do it in case
Right,
it is a
right.
bad thing.
right.
So do it at your own risk. You can Google it, but like I said, I had my own weird experience. I wasn't trying. I didn't know it was bad. I don't even know if it's real. I could have been just. I read about it and then I dreamed it.
So
But
that's why
curious.
it affected you.
this wasn't
because-
popular.
Right.
Like this wasn't a thing. Astral projection wasn't. People didn't talk about that.
Right. So you maybe felt like there was a connection from you astral projecting and then sleeping in the same spot and
Yep.
then seeing some kind of dark figure.
The thing is,
maybe.
I never put those two together until
Right.
Insidious came out,
Right.
and I found out like that's a bad thing.
Interesting.
Because I was trying to lucid dream. I wanted to do what Michelle was doing, but I wanted to fly around, and have super strength. Whatever you can do. Have you guys ever lucid dreamed?
Yeah, a couple times.
I can't do
I've
it.
never done it.
I can't do it. How do you? I can't do it.
I don't really know how I initiated it. I remember my dad would try to teach me a long time ago.
Yeah.
Because I'd have like bad dreams.
Yeah.
And then there's only been a couple times I've done it like as an adult where I've just been like, oh, I'm dreaming, and then I'm like, dude, I'm about to fly, and then I would just take off.
That's a common
like
one.
Superman, and then just start flying.
You take off with you because you wanted to take off,
Yeah.
or you just say I'm gonna fly and then
No, like
You
I-
do whatever you
I,
want,
I
right?
could realize I was in a dream, and then I'd go, wow, okay, because it's happened. Like I've flown before, so I like the
crazy.
feeling of it. And then so if I ever wind up realizing that I can do it, no matter what I'm dreaming, I'll usually like go and like take
That's
off.
crazy.
so why don't you do other things too?
Yeah. Why does everybody fly when they
I
lucid
don't
dream?
know. It was.
There
it's
has to be a
awesome.
reason.
It's awesome. It feels really cool.
And when you wake up, you realize like, holy crap, that was fun.
So basically, what I did do, it's gonna sound pretty fun, like kind of nerdy, but like I changed my dream to the scene in Harry Potter. You remember like the scene where they show the train,
Yep.
they go to Hogwarts, and there's like
The grassy fields and
yeah.
stuff.
So I changed my scenery to that, and I was
crazy.
flying around that.
That's dope.
Like I don't know what it was before. It was like a
Did you see the camera people on the other side?
no, but I saw the train and like
Yeah.
the hills, and I was just like flying around it, like.
I want to do that, dude. There is.
Awesome.
I'm scared to do it now, but I really want to learn how to do that because that sounds way more fun.
Lucid.
Lucid dreaming, not astral projection.
I wanna try astral
That's not fun. You can't. I don't know. Like I said, it could have been me dreaming. I don't trust myself when I'm asleep because sometimes you dream things that you think are real, and then
Yeah.
usually when you wake up, you realize they're not.
Yeah.
But that one was like you're supposed to be asleep, and I don't know. It was not fun. You just saw yourself
Yeah.
sleep. It wasn't even scary.
But you said you were on your laptop,
Yeah.
awake.
No, that was the next day. I'm talking. The astral projection night was before.
Oh, I see. Oh, so
Either the night before or 2 nights before. Because it was. I remember we hung out with Michelle and she was telling me about lucid dreaming and how to do it. And then I kind of like looked it up and I was like, okay. And I did something else. I did. Maybe it was a lucid dream. I don't know. Maybe it was just
Yeah.
really boring one, but I couldn't control it. I was just floating above me, And I thought it was really crazy. My whole body was tingling. And then I was sleeping. I saw myself on the couch. I was on the roof. I was like stuck there, like looking at myself sleep. And again, that could have been a dream. The other one, I was awake for sure. Because I called Phil. So he was, unless that was all a dream. I'm still dreaming. I could wake up there right now.
Do you remember what she said to like start lucid dreaming? Was it like a technique?
It was something about looking at your hand or something.
Oh yeah, that's what I was. Or I remember looking up later, and there was, I think,
like a red dot or something, right?
There was a one way was to like before you go to bed, you look at your hands.
Yeah.
And you count your fingers, and you look at each finger.
Oh
and count
yeah,
it.
yeah,
and
yeah.
so when you do that in your dream, you might not have all 10 fingers, and you start to get used to be able to recognize that, and you go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then that's the kind of like.
And then you're like, wait, I'm
disconnect.
dreaming, and then all of a
Exactly.
sudden you have superpowers.
Or you have, and then you can, yeah.
Damn.
But for some people, they realize it and then they wake up.
What if you have 10 though in your dreaming?
What if you have 11?
I don't know. I don't know.
Has it ever happened?
That would be scary.
No,
If
but
you
you
have-
can't see faces too, right? Like if you realize you can't see your face or something like that in a mirror.
Maybe, yeah. I
There's
don't know.
there's some different techniques. We could
how-
probably just Google it.
How
to be
are there
honest.
all
Yeah.
of these rules?
No,
of-
these are techniques to
Yeah, I
help
think
you
they're like
realize
common
you're
things.
sleeping.
So they're not like they're
Common
not.
occurrences in
Yeah,
dreams.
it's not exact, but like that's like something like sometimes when you look at your hands, there's not all 10 fingers or there's more.
You need something to trigger you, or like looking at time, right? Isn't that one?
I don't remember.
Like you need something to trigger you to be like, oh wait, I'm dreaming. That doesn't make sense. And once you make that realization, supposedly you start flying and you start doing whatever you want in that world, and you can control the world. And it's supposed to feel really real. I don't, like I said, he's done it. I don't know if I've never experienced it. So
Interesting.
yeah.
yep.
The flying one, I felt like the next couple of days, like I could still feel the excitement after I woke up.
Yeah.
Really?
Like I was like, it almost like made me like in this like really good mood because I could almost feel like the wind in my hair.
Damn, that's crazy.
So, what if it was such a great experience? Why wouldn't you try to?
I mean, I've tried
Do
to do
that
it
again.
before. That's why I looked up. Then that was the only one I've ever kind of looked up and kind of seen. It was the hand ones because I could kind of see like the connection. Like, oh yeah, if you start to get in the habit of like counting your fingers, and then you go into your dream and something's off,
Yep.
you know, that kind of like I can kind of see how that might.
So did you keep trying to get these lucid dreams?
I did, but
Why wouldn't you keep going if it's such an amazing feeling?
I don't think it's that easy to do. Like sometimes you don't even dream. Like, don't you have times
Yeah.
where you like realize, damn, I didn't think about dreaming anything.
yeah,
Like sometimes you just wake up and you didn't really have a dream or you don't remember them.
Right.
So I think for me, like maybe I don't know. I mean I have my dreams don't make sense. Like
Right.
a lot of people's dreams do, but my dreams never make sense.
Same.
Yeah, they're like really odd.
Yeah, mine are very random as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Another interesting thing that I've done before was like I started writing down all my dreams like pretty specifically
Right.
as much as I
Dream
could.
journal.
And then as the more I did that, the more longer and the more I dreamt. So before it was like, okay, I could only maybe remember
Really?
2 or 3 times a week, right? And then the more I started writing it down, it was like every single night. It was like a full dream.
Yeah.
And then you could see in my journal, it was like a paragraph, a couple sentences, and then 2 paragraphs, and then a page.
Really?
and then
Wow.
2 pages.
Hey, do you still have it? Should we read
Yeah, I
it?
do.
I'm very
It's at my
curious.
house.
Can we read it?
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah. You never answered if you were,
Sorry.
or like you never had any kind of ghost or weird dream or like anything like that?
The closest thing that I think that was of seeing something was actually when I had what do you call that? Sleep paralysis. I had it 3 times.
At my house.
Twice at Ryan's house. Strangely.
That's
First time was in high school. I remember sleeping on the floor, like this foam mattress, because it was like my mattress was hurting my back. So I was on the floor in high school. I remember usually when I sleep, I'm lying down. I put my hands behind my head, or I just like lift it. Like
That's how
like-
you sleep?
Like sometimes I do this, yeah, where my hands are like above my head, right?
Oh.
I remember waking up in the middle of the night one time. I remember opening my eyes and then feeling like someone was putting their arms or their like holding my wrists down as my hands were over my head.
Oh.
And for a second, I was like, "Oh shoot, someone's here! Like maybe it's my mom or something for like holding me down for some reason." And then I try to get up and I can't. So at that immediate moment, I'm sort of panicking because I look up and I see nothing there, and I can't move at all. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm struggling to lift my arms, and then it seemed like it was maybe 3 or 4 seconds long. This whole thing.
Yeah.
My arms come up. I'm panting. I'm out of breath. I'm like looking around the room. There's like nothing happened. It was just a bad dream. So that was like first experience. Second experience was actually at Ryan's house, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago.
It was about
it was a while back.
maybe 2 years.
Yeah, it was a very random thing. So I was sleeping in his guest room, and I remember waking up in the middle of the night. So this is the first time in my life that I've actually seen something that was strange looking. Right. I opened my eyes. I looked to the foot of the bed. I'm kind of stuck for a little bit. Like I freeze because I see this like big, shadowy black figure, like long hair, kind of dreads looking, like swaying back and forth. Like it
show him.
It was probably like 10 feet tall. It was just like
10 feet is the ceiling.
like doing this. Yeah,
it was touching the ceiling. Oh wow.
Yeah, the head.
Scary.
Like it was like a body.
Yeah.
It was weird. I still don't know if it was something that was like from
like a Babadook looking thing.
It's hard to explain, but so it was swaying back and forth, and I was gonna yell like, but I could. Nothing came out of my mouth, like no sounds.
Right.
I was like,
wow.
Like I remember doing that, right?
Yeah.
Because I was like, I was gonna say what the, something, right?
Yeah.
And it was just like swaying there back and forth, and then.
Did it have a face?
No, it was just like a shadowy figure. So
same guy.
So I either I don't know if it was waking up or so it disappears, and then I'm like panting. I'm like out of breath. I'm like what just happened? I wasn't scared because I was really tired. So I'm assuming that it was an image from my head.
Well, sleep paralysis, that's like a common thing.
Yeah.
And it's explained. I don't know what the explanation is, but
To see stuff.
It's still weird.
Yeah, like you still there's a reason why that happens. You could probably look it up, but
And that image of that beast or whatever it was, demon or whatever.
Yeah.
I've never seen that image in anything before. It was just.
But didn't you say you Googled it?
So
and
I
then
Googled. So I Googled sleep paralysis, demon or image or shadowy figure, right? And I looked through a bunch of pictures and I found one that looked kind of similar to it.
That's crazy.
Which was really strange and
super
coincidental because
strange.
I've never looked it up before in my life.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I saw that and I was like, okay, whatever. It was just probably an image that is in my mind.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then I think it was like, it wasn't the night after. It was like probably a few days or something after, a couple days after. Or maybe when I came back to your house.
It was kind of like soon after.
It was soon after. So the third time I had it, this was the last time I've ever had it. This time,
was at my house.
I was at your house, same bed. I remember waking up, and then this time it wasn't dark. The room was bright. It was light. It was like daytime,
Like in the morning.
with the sun shining through. Just imagine that kind of light in your room.
Bright.
Just bright, like normal day. And I remember waking up and like I'm like kind of stuck. I was like,
It's happening again.
this is, okay, now I knew because it was so recent, right? I was like,
Right.
okay, this is happening again. And then I tried to look to the left, like turn my head to see who was here, like if there's something here.
Yeah.
And I couldn't move my head to the left, but I knew. So the reason why I was trying to turn my head was because I knew that behind my head, at the what do you call that?
Like the foot
not
of
the foot of the bed, but the head of the bed.
headboard.
Yeah,
The headboard. Yeah. There was a light, like almost like a sunshine, like a light. Like
that's where the window is. That was the sun.
Yeah, maybe it was the sun. So I was like trying to turn my head to the left. It was stuck. So I was like, I can't do it. And I tried to go to the right because I don't know, for some reason, looking I felt like comfort looking into the light.
Oh, yeah.
It was weird. I'm not trying to make it sound like spiritual or anything, but like I tried to look because I knew that it would be very like peaceful.
Yeah.
If
You
I
felt
did.
something peaceful behind you.
Yeah, it was. I knew, and I wasn't panicking. I was just trying to fight this like frozen feeling.
Yeah, because you've had it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this time I was just like, I could handle this. Like,
And just for reference, this room has been in videos. It's the guest room You know which.
Let me see what videos we filmed in there, like the Sean.
We did
Regina
a lot.
And Shondi's,
Regina and Shondi's.
like,
The bed is like there, and the window's behind you.
Yeah.
It's a very
small room.
It's a very comfortable bed.
Yeah.
Anyways, I remember trying to look back, and then I just couldn't, and then the whole thing stops, right? And I wake up or whatever. Maybe I was already awake. That part I still don't know
Right.
to this day. I'm a little more convinced that I was asleep or dreaming or something, but but I remember it seemed like I was looking. Like I opened my eyes.
Yeah.
And everything ended, and I was just like, just like.
But you didn't
So
see
what just
anything that time.
I didn't see anything. It was just a light.
Just the second time you saw this guy.
I only saw that
Second time.
Damn,
the
that's
first
scary.
and second time of having sleep paralysis were the scariest for me. The third, the light thing, it was not scary at all.
Damn, what if it happens tonight?
I want it to happen again, to be honest, because I want to really, at the last moment of the sleep paralysis, I want to make sure I'm not waking up from something versus like I'm already awake.
Right.
Yeah. Well, technically, it's supposed to be your mind is awake, but your body isn't, right? And that's why it happens. Like your mind wakes up before your body or something.
I don't know.
Well, I think this was good.
Yeah.
I think we really accomplished a lot today.
Yeah.
Freaking people out like kids.
Yeah.
I just I don't think I've ever told that story publicly.
Well, now it's out in the world.
I don't think you've told that. Have you ever told that story about your sleep paralysis
I
thing?
have, because it's
Like
so
publicly though, like in video or like
not in a video,
an interview.
just to friends and stuff.
Oh yeah, I've told friends
Yeah.
my story, but I never.
Yeah.
This happened like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
With that being said, I'm going to bed. Peace. We needed an outro, and our outro last time was just us breathing into the mic. Should we do the outro? On 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Goodbye. We need a better outro.
HigaTV.